Hello everybody, welcome to Fairview today, Friday. I've got Nino Podesta on the line. We're going to talk about all the activity that goes on this afternoon, starting up with race number 2, the Bipot. We're out at the Poly, 9 races that are being run on the track. And, well, Nino says it's quite a fair card and that perhaps we should focus on the Bipot. So let's do that. We'll start up. There's a whole lot of racing, remember, starting up now. We look forward to the Allied Steel Road On a Mission Charity Mile on Saturday. Big racing at Turpentine. Big racing internationally as well. We've got Derby Day out in Australia. Hopefully you'll be joining quite early on Saturday morning to watch all of that action in the lead up to the Melbourne Cup throughout the next few days. And of course we've got Breeders' Cup where South Africa participates on Breeders' Cup as well Saturday night. So stay focused. There is a lot going on this weekend. Okay, Nino, very good morning. Let's talk about the second race today. I want to just quickly tell you what Betway's idea is of the market, and telling us how that Fantasy Girls favourite 5-2, 6 Opera versus 28-10, and you can get 6-1 bar the 2.
Yeah, good morning, Clyde. Hope all is well. Yes, you know what? A Fantasy Girl fitted with the blinkers for the first time from a neat draw. Calvin Abib takes over from Richard for the Greef stable. I think that is the horse to beat, but I think I could have found a bit of value for us with a horse called number 11, Shout at the Moon. And then I like a horse called Opera Verse. Those are my first 3 selections. But in the Bipot, not wanting to go out, I think I've added number 1, which is Ruby Clay. I've also added Got Your Bus. If he gets away on terms, could be involved in the finish. And also a horse called Queen of the Palace.
Okay, so there are quite a few horses there. There's a Bipot on screen from Nino. He's tipping us a horse called, well, as a bit of a shrewdy Shout at the Moon, who's priced up at Betway this morning at 10-1. Okay, let's get on to the third race now and take a look at what's going on over here. Race number 3. This is an event out on the Poly, and it's run over the 1,600 metres. We should run at around 1 o'clock, and of course it will be place accumulated time as there are 9 races on the card. In as far as the market is concerned here, the favourite is the horse Global Scene, who tops the boards. Number 5 on the card at 14-10. Number 1 Beijing Boulevard 19-10, and number 7 Karoo Boki is 6-1. They bet 8-1 about Voorsmakkie. Now on the note of Voorsmakkie, Hollywood Bets send us their comments through, so they would obviously want you to know what's going on. And from Cliffy Miller's stable, the word is that she's having her first run for the Cliffy Miller Yard in the Eastern Cape as Voorsmakkie. There's been a lot of rain, which has affected her training program heading into the race. And she's working on the Poly, and she should have no issues with the surface whatsoever. And they are expecting a much improved performance. Interesting. From Voorsmakkie, what do you like, Nino?
Yeah, very interesting comments, and I'm sure that all the stables have had interruptions in the work with the weather they've had in PE. Clyde, I like number 5, Global Scene, and I make the nearest danger number 1, Beijing Boulevard. The reason I've bankered Global Scene, I think she's a younger horse and she's got more scope for improvement and she's slightly better drawn. And I also believe that Beijing Boulevard is better on the turf. So my first selection is number 5, and I do respect number 1 and make it the nearest danger. So a boat race for me between 5 and 1. For third, I think Karoo Boki can show a lot of improvement and finish in the top 3.
All right, thanks, Nino. We've got a PA bank of the 5 from Nino here, Global Scene, the 3-year-old filly. She's been holding form rather consistently, and she's on the Poly. Her Poly performance, the last time we had a look, she was only a length and a half to Green Fame, a form line that's worked out well. Then 2 and 4, then 2, 6, 7, 10, then 1, 5, 6, 9, then bank of 3, 3, 4, 6, 7 in leg 6, and the last leg of the PA, 2 and 3. Okay, we're going on to race number 4 now. This is a handicap at the 66 level. It's run over 1,600 metres on the Poly. In terms of Betway's market, we've got Union Rose top of the boards. It's a Kelly Mitchley Muzieni combination here, and they top the boards at 18-10 this morning. Number 7 Maldano is 7-2, and number 2 Path of Choice is trading at 13-2. There's the code. Where's it? That way. Sorry, you just missed it. There's that code, that Betway code that you've got to scan. We pay your tax. You see that? On horse racing wins, all sorted. So That's the latest from Betway, and they also generate turnover. The 1st of November today, happy November, everybody. If you opened your Betway account and you've been betting with Betway throughout October, you started with a positive balance, depending on what sort of money you turn over. Well, I haven't looked at mine yet. I'm going to do so very, very soon, see what kickstart we get to the day. But Union Rose, can we depend on this or not, Nino?
Yes, I think we can, and I think that's a horse to beat, Clyde. Last time out on the turf in Yielding Going, I think you can put a line through that run. The run before, over course and distance, ran a very good race behind Mr. Maloney, who came out to run second to Bosney on Friday, last week Friday. So I think she brings the best form into the race. He is the horse to beat. I give chances to Path of Choice and Moldana. And I see that I only had 2 and 4 in the pick 6. If people can afford, please add number 7 Moldana in your pick 6.
Okay, but on black and white, Nina may be suggesting if you want to, you may add the 7. It's entirely up to you. Just remember from our tipsters' perspectives, everybody, these guys, you know, we got Daryl Marie and we got Gary John and we got Nino and we've got Gabriel Soma. There's quite a few tipsters that work with us, and they're there looking at the card. They look at this almost as many hours as they do can a day, every day studying. That's what they do for a living, most of them anyway. And this is just a suggestion. You guys need to add in or take out. It's just a skeleton look and feel as to what they recommend. You don't need to pin all your hopes on it. It's entirely up to you as to how you want to play it. That's the pick 6, and let's get on. On to race number 5 now. Let's take a look at this race run over 2,000 metres. They bet 7-2 the field in this particular event. Just with regards to the race, it's due to run at about 10 past. It's a middle stakes. So in middle stakes races, anything that ends with stakes, you have a look at weights, get an idea of what's well in and what's not. Gideon's Daughters are 93, 6 Hot Fix are 92, and Be Real are 91. Not much between them, but weights-wise, Nino, it's 4-1-10. In terms of Betway's market, they've got 2 Spin Doctor 7-2, 5-1 Carlos 7-2, number 3 Central City 5-1, and number 6 Downing 7 at 6-1. 6 Hot Fix is also in there at 6-1, at 7-1 and better about the others. Tough race, Nino.
Very tough race, Claude. And I would suggest to the punters out there to go as wide as possible in the pick 6, because horses like 6 Hot Fix, who I heard is flying back at home, can cause an upset. You've got the two specialists here that love the course and distance. They love the poly, and that is Downing 7 and Paynight. But my first choice, looking at the jockey arrangement, has to be number 2 Spin Doctor. Stable jockey has ridden this the last 4 times, and he's ridden John Carlos, and he stays on Spin Doctor, and that tells me that should be the stable elect. I give Downing 7 a chance, I give Paynight a chance, and then my real sneaker in the race is number 10, Be Real, with a low weight, Muzieni up. I think that could cause the upset at 8 or 10-1. But a very tough race, and load up in the exotics.
All right, we'll do that. There's the exotic. While you're making a note, we have got a comment from Gavin Smith, courtesy of Hollywood Bets, where he says this horse is returning from a 16-week break. He's talking about 6 Hot Fix, and this is the right type of race for him. He is working well at home, and he's in a good space. If bringing his homework to the races, he should be involved in the finish. So there's quite a bit of confidence, as Nino says, from that, or 6 Hot Fix as well. So just make a note of that. There's Nino's jackpot. Make a note. All right, hello everybody, welcome back. This is the 4Racing.tv handicap. It's at the 96th level and it's run over 1,400 metres. Note the time, 14:47 is what they're aiming to run the race off at. And the last time I had a look, in this particular event, 12 runners go to the gate. Just in terms of what the market looks like here, Betway have got 7-2 the field. Number 1, Inherit the Rain, 7-2. Number 6, Golden Looks, 7-2, 7-2 the field. It's 5-1 and better about the others. Have a look over there. Where's it gone? 6%. I'm too late, Ricky. I'm missing you there at back. There it is. Yes, that's it. There's it. There's it. They pay you back your tax. They pay you back your tax. And you get generated turnover income as well. So keep playing with Betway. Nino, give us some guidance here.
Clyde, when I first looked at this card, at this race, I kind of liked the look of Golden Link, and I thought it would be very hard to beat unbeaten course and distance from a good draw and come into form. This is a horse that ran early in his career third to a horse called Golden Rule, which was highly thought of. I think he's come into form. I thought he was a horse to beat, but in further study, I saw Inherited Rain dropping down from the 16 last time to a 14, and he'll be very, very effective over the 1400. Big respect for Inherited Rain. And then I also added Slings and Arrow on the run behind Inamorare. And if you like Slings and Arrows, you've got to add in number 9, Makachev, on the same run behind Inamorare. But again, if those horses don't come through for us, you could find a big culture in the form of maybe a horse called Laguna Verde or even Funky Music. So people that have got the budget, I think they should go a bit wider here.
Yeah, I mean, Laguna Verde having his first run for the Gavin Smith stable, and not the greatest draw, unfortunately, but when you look at the horses this horse has been a part of, and you know his ability, this horse has got tons of ability, Laguna Verde. He's priced up at 10-1, and he's worth considering. You might want to add in the 3. I don't know where we stand with it, Laguna Verde. I haven't heard from any comments around it, unfortunately. But we do know he's got loads and loads of ability. There are the jackpot numbers on the screen at the moment, so make a note of those, take those down, and we can get Nino's jackpots on as well. If you do want to add Laguna Verde in, please do so. He's got a lot of ability. Let's see what the story is with regards to the race coming up. Race number 7, this is a handicap at the 82 level now. It's run over 1,100 metres. Let's take a look in terms of the market quickly. I'll start there with USA's Hope, who runs for the Gavin Smith stable now in Lady Laidlaw's colours. Is priced up at 13-10 favourite. Number 5, Sylvanian, is at 7-1. They actually bet 7-1 bar one. The other ones in there, Frederico's Passion, 7-1, 8-1, and better about the others. All right, Nino, I guess we're going to be leaning on USA's Hope here. It does look like the right horse. I see the form lines worked out particularly well for USA's Hope, which is nice to see as well in terms of one of its starts, and thought that it must have a big chance here.
Yeah, Clyde, I think that's the horse to beat. And it's a very strong selection from my side. I don't see a problem with the Polly. We got to give the horse the benefit of the run. I think he will love the Polly. And if he brings that run when he ran second to King of the Golds, I think he'll pulverize this field. And a very, very strong selection and one of the better bets on the card for me. And I've had to make a stand. You've got to have a banker if you want to catch exotics. And I think this is the banker of the day.
Okay, well, that's good news. USA's Hope in its last start ran to a horse called Imperial Power, where the form's been good. The 3rd horse came out and ran 4th, and 7th horse came out and ran 2nd. And I think the 9th or 10th horse, a horse called Jet Legacy, came out and won. So that form has been pretty solid with only a few having run. And USA's Hope, we're hoping that one gets us home today. Okay, now we're at the 68 level, handicap over 1,200 metres in this particular event. Give you an idea as to where we are with the market. 4-1 the field. Probably one of the most difficult races on the card. Nino might have a bit of a shrewdie for us, but let me give you an idea for those of you who don't have a book and you're not following and you just want to have a bet on the phone or online and you want some guidance. Well, number 3, Bosnay, 4-1. Number 4, Flower Festival, 9-2. Number 7, Jambo Senna, 5-1. And number 1, Havana Grey, 6-1. The 6-1 shot also in there is a horse called Commerson's Passion, number 8 on the card. And then it's 7 or 8-1 and better about the balance. Or have you got something, a nice shrewdie there for us, Nino?
Now, the shrewdie that I did have, I actually forgot to put in my bets. That would have been number 11, De Janeiro. A horse that I've been going for in PE ever since it got there, but it's let me down on numerous occasions. It's going to pop up one day, so maybe I would just suggest for the people that are going wider to add that in. Look, I think Bosnay, the drop down from the 16 to the 1,200 is not going to pose any problems. He won convincingly last time from the front. Flower Festival, I think would have liked it a bit further. And Jambosana, who loves the poly and the perfect distance. The only problem, he jumped from a bit of a tricky draw. I think the bookies have got the betting right. Those are the three horses that I think will fight it out. If you're going wider, maybe a horse called Commerson's Passion, and don't leave out De Janeiro if you can afford it, and if your budget is strong enough to add them in.
Okay, well, Flower Festival and Jambosana bump again. We'll see how that all works out today. Nino's recommending 3, 4, 7, 8. 3 Bosnay, 4 Flower Festival, 7 Jambosana, and the 8 Commerson's Passion. Also suggesting that he does have a bit of a shruti in. It's not in the play on TV. He's picked it up and he wants us to add it in. Number 11, De Janeiro. That's another Kelly Mitchley Yeni combo horse. And then in the next race, he says, let's go with 2 and 3. That's the double. Okay, how's it been going? I know we already is watching some of the Grable race meeting. That's already started now as well. So make a note to tune in to Weighted to Win to follow the suggested selections there too. As we look at the last race on the card now, this is a handicap at the 68 level fillies and mares. There are some comments from Gavin Smith around the Hollywood Bet horses, and they've got Ikembule Betty Savannah, who's runs now, and he says that she has consistent form lines to her name and returns from a 12-week break. She's doing well at home, and she's ideally suited to the course and distance. We are expecting a positive return from her, so make a note of that. They're quite bullish. Jade's Cabernet, he says she ran a creditable race, went 4th in Mail Company last time. She's flying at home and is in a good space heading into the contest. She's drawn awkwardly in barrier 9, but Craig Zaki knows her well, and with luck in running, she could run a big race. All right, so that's the latest from the comments in terms of those horses. An update on the market, you've got Jade's Cabernet at 3 to 1, and then Ikembule Bezi Vazana at 33 to 10. Does it end there, Nino, or there's still more?
No, Clyde, I think they've got it absolutely spot on there. I think that Gavin Smith and the Hollywood syndicate have got this race sewn up between the two of them. And if you take Miami Beach as the line horse, then you will see that there's nothing between the two Hollywood runners. The only other horse that could possibly upset the apple cart here is a horse called Pomodoros Jet. Well drawn at 2 and Muziyeni up. But I think the Hollywood syndicate, it's their race to lose.
Okay, well, Pomodoro Magic number 10 for Duncan McKenzie. It would be nice to see him in the first 3. 22 to 10 a place with Betway number 10. But Nino says it's the race that goes between 2 and 3. So take the swinger. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the evening's racing, super weekends racing, and we'll be with you the whole way through.